Oh, look like black. Boy, live streaming. So where is it live streaming?
I'm going to tell you right now. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X. That's it.
We're on Facebook on Jamaicans.com, right?
We are? We are on Jamaicans.com?
Let me ask, where are we?
Yeah. It says that
How much?
It says that we're live streaming, but of that thing.
Yeah, but where?
Oh yeah, we're there. Okay, good. Oh my.
We are. No, this
yes,
is all one.
It's a new. No man, we're on and people are joining us.
On Jamaicans.com.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. We started on a brand new platform this morning, so we're able to stream live on 3 different platforms this morning.
How many I see it?
Yes, see them, Michelle. You really now look too good.
And then I have to look on
Jamaicans.com.
I have to look on YouTube to make sure that we're good on YouTube also.
On Jamaicans.com.
I have to look on YouTube.
Okay. All right, share it.
All right, let me see Juliet, they say, yeah, Jamaica.com. She did tell we say it. We did
Oh, yeah. It's showing now.
You see
it?
Good morning, everybody.
It's been showing, Michelle. I just, wake up yet.
I'm a phone, yeah. on my system.
All right. So it looks like we're live there. I'm looking now on...
It look big.
We're live also on YouTube. It still says Indiscipline or mental health, so we need to change that. Let me see if I can change
the topic.
I'm just gonna say, I don't even know what Diane has topic.
They have one whole list of something. It's like,
yeah, in one chat.
That's so much of one.
Yeah.
No, I want to start the show earlier.
It's a whole heap of things going down, and I just saying water more than flour. That's all I need to say, water more than flour. Because in any of those issues, water just more than flour. So that's all I want. Water more than flour. Mm-hmm.
That is true. Mm-hmm. This don't look like enough time. Good.
All right.
So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Sabbath.
Thank you very much. Same
Leo, do your thing.
Hold on, man. Me just tell people and we just come sitting there right now,
So where on YouTube is it? It's on yours, it's on Michelle. Who's YouTube?
No, Leo set you up, so it'll be on Leo.
Yeah,
no, but you can put it on others, he says too.
It's already there. It's already there, huh? Yes.
You don't have somebody in our house I talk to, but you don't see that.
Hold on. All right. So just a plethora of issues just come in. Okay, that's what we said on the title.
Anything you want to say, just tell the people them for running. Just running.
All right. So we're good now. All right. So we're live everywhere. We're live on Twitter, no, X, because X is the thing now. We're live on YouTube.
On Twitter too.
And we're live on Facebook, Jamaicans.com. We're
all what we name on Twitter? What we name on Twitter? Leo Gillen.
Never go on Twitter. I think I remember. It may be, yes, it may be.
We're large.
Yeah, man.
We're large.
So
we'll lock we down soon.
Let me see now if it's in my profile. Yes, live on Twitter. Oh my God, we're good with. Oh my God, we can't hold myself.
But me don't know which part we find it on Twitter.
You have to go up on. I am on Leo Gilling.
Yes.
It's A Leo Gilling. A Leo Gilling.
It's a
Leo. It's the same thing for YouTube, right? Leo Gilling. It's the same thing for YouTube. Leo Gilling.
Michelle. You supposed to know that anybody else don't have no spammy name. Okay, no, add no spammy name.
I know
I'm a list on this thing. I'm a list.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Leo Gilling. It's Leo Gilling, not A Leo Gilling. It's
Leo Gilling.
Yes.
Leo Gilling.
On we're on Twitter. We're on Jamaicans.com, on Facebook, and then we're also on
How
YouTube.
do I see what is happening now on? Oh, see us right there.
You know, you must trust me, you must trust me. A long time.
I did.
Okay?
I did.
I did. Okay.
I did. They're just late with the information.
Once again, Leo, we must do
Good morning, everybody. Don't wake up yet.
So how we share on Twitter now?
Repost it. Just repost.
That's a little arrow that go twirly.
Yeah, repost.
We're not supposed to say What's that sound? What's that sound? Kingston girl. What is that sound?
When I fold me dear. When I fold a big girl. We go when I fold entire see fold him I got dead. So
it's funny when we wake up in the country, the cock actually wakes us up like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:36. They might make noise out there, I say, oh no, wake up.
They're horrible, man.
Me don't want there by myself. Wake up. And that's what I'm saying now.
They're horrible. Adrian always say, Mommy, tell them to shut up.
All right, so we need to share, like we usually share, the
Facebook Live. Yeah, I did. So Juliet say yes, Jamaica.com. Juliet say good morning. All lovely see you all with this flooding in South Florida. Oh,
yes.
South Florida flood out.
So yes, you see all the things we're saying water more than flow should have been the topic today because there's just so much to talk about. And since Juliet bring it up and she out there in South Florida, I'm reading from the Miami Herald and it says climate change can amplify big rainstorms, but true fixes are far off for South Florida. Let me tell you, I thought they were writing about Jamaica until I know that they never said far off for Jamaica, but for South Florida. Anyway, they have a picture of a house. A front lawn is flooded from heavy rains. Once again, South Florida was submerged under an unsettling amount of water this week, the kind of totals usually only seen during a tropical storm or hurricane. An early June system dumped a month's worth of rain in a single day on Miami and Fort Lauderdale on Wednesday. Then it did it again the next day. Experts say climate change could be partly to blame and that the massive flooding across the region proves South Florida's drainage system isn't up to the challenge of a warmer, wetter world. And I stop right there, so. What do you think? You are flooded, Mish?
No, not Jacksonville. We have a good drainage system.
Just like Trelawney, I'm the
greatest.
Just like that.
Unfortunate though, because I did speak to a few of my friends who some of them like have a lot of water in their yard. But it kind of sad, but like every year it's getting worse with the flooding in South Florida.
You know, I noticed that you didn't jump onto the climate change thing, Michelle. What's up with that? Oh, you're not jumping.
Climate? No, that have a major thing to do with it. But it also the whole development that they're doing, where they're chipping away at the environment, and now we're seeing the repercussions of everything that they're doing, and they're still not correcting it because some people think I just a made up thing. But it's sad because I see a lot of cars destroyed, a lot of homes, and then now with a lot of the insurance companies that are leaving Florida, I don't know how that's gonna work out for people because more than likely they can't get any coverage for the flooding. But it's not only in South Florida. If you notice, it's also in Sarasota. That area is also flooded out too.
Diana, what do you think? And this, what you call it? This environmental. What you call it?
Environmental. Global warming, climate change.
Yeah, climate change, yeah. What do you think?
I'm sorry about that. I got lost for a little bit. I lost internet, not flooded out.
A global warming in Jamaica.
Oh my God. What is that about internet? Just remind me about VAS.
Yes. Oh, and I have that article too. Let me tell you, there's a whole lot of things to talk about. But first, how was your week? Let me catch up with your week. How was your week?
My week?
Yes.
It was good, uneventful. Work, have
Mm-hmm.
my child. That was it. Need some
Diana,
excitement.
Diana,
Mm-hmm.
remember say she never show up on the show last week. And
Oh,
we think
that
I'm
I'm waiting to
I'm
hear.
married. She go get married. Yeah, she go loop.
That's why I'm waiting. How was
She
the
go
week?
she go loop out. She go loop
Yeah,
out.
she eloped.
Wouldn't
She
that be
eloped, but she
nice?
texted me last week, Friday, Saturday morning. She said, soon come back
Who
on.
come back on?
Oh, yes, I will come back at
The,
regular
the
time. And when I
person,
hear from her,
the
for the rest of
person,
the
the
day,
That's
person
good.
never asked the question yet. So
no. So that's why I'm asking, how was your week? It can be
Wishful
uneventful.
thinking. Wishful thinking. But keep hope alive. It will happen.
All right. Leo, how was your week?
me forgot. Me forgot what me do. What me do this week.
That's what you
Exciting.
did last
So
week.
me just want to talk about exciting things. Me no remember anything.
No. We have to go through the formalities, to own way. We must ask, wake up a morning time, you ask, how are you? Did you have a good rest? Thank you very much.
No,
And
I
then
did not.
No, my belly hurt me this week all time. You
What
know,
happened?
it looked like me have some
Gas?
kind of somewhere. I don't know.
I
You're
need
not
ginger
eating
tea, man.
well?
Look at ginger tea. You need to get
Drink
up time and
somebody
drink.
drink some ginger tea last night and the belly go like so boom, it just gone.
See?
Them say your old grandma remedy work sometime.
I them work.
It liquid the pain last night like nothing.
Talk about ginger tea. Yesterday, for some reason, a friend of mine, we were having a conversation and nutmeg popped up. She was looking up some spices. And if you ever see the slew of good value that
Yeah,
nutmeg has,
nutmeg good.
it's
Well,
so surprising.
well, the one thing they say,
That's surprising.
the one thing where them say, where you just put it in your mouth and suck on it, is if you drive on the bus, right?
The
Yeah.
nutmeg.
And you feel like throw up or something like that, you just suck on one nutmeg and you're gone, you're gone.
Mhm.
You're gone. What grandma remedies work.
They did work. We need to go back to them.
I wonder if you could use it when you go on a cruise to Leo. The
Yes,
nutmeg.
same thing.
Yeah.
Same impact.
But
Okay.
you could also wrap a piece of banana leaf and put on the back of your ears. Or piece or you can use the cellophane paper. No, what do you call it? The silver one.
Sellotape paper.
Foil wrapping.
The
foil
wrap
paper.
and put it, or you can stuff something in your bosom.
Newspaper
in your bosom. Yeah. Thank you, Diana. See, you're a real country girl now.
For the remedy them.
That's than a real country girl. But with some comments, Juliet said, Nolan said, good morning, my peeps. Good to see everyone on today. Paulette is laughing. Juliet said, climate change is real. Jesse said, good morning, beautiful ladies. And Leo, Jesse said, blessings.
But so when we used to go on bus trip, remember we call it excursion, right?
Yeah.
There was some picnic who used to just vomit up on the bus. He used to hat me, see, Jesus Christ. Oh my God! You see them put their head through the window and anybody back at them. I get something in the face,
But Leo, that about excursion. Then they did have one excursion from New York, go Washington this week. Then they have that excursion go down at the embassy.
That's supposed
They're
to be
still doing it.
No news about the excursion.
That's supposed to be
doing
this
it
time.
because Vegas post about it. Vegas post about it, so.
Oh, he's posting on it this morning?
Yeah, he posted about it last night. Yeah, he's going.
But I saw where that Vegas saying that he was going to have something at the embassy this week.
Yeah, DC.
Today.
Yeah, today.
And then the embassy pushed back and said, not at all, no go so.
Well, then when I said, I know with them, because I guess when they talk, it kind of look like they at an endorsed event with one next organization. So they were like, no, we're not with him. Okay, he's doing his own thing. Because several organizations, I guess they might really have one big Caribbean event in DC. And I guess in hijacking with same thing.
So everybody hijack it. So they might have excursion for go there, they might go protest while they're out there and everybody are go perform and it's just one big family. That's it.
I don't think I want to protest him at do. I think like celebrate Jamaica.
Okay.
Because Jamaica is great.
True.
Okay, so there's one protest this morning that's saying them against what Jamaica is going on, and at the same place there's another protest
Really?
that's where that says we're celebrating Jamaica. That's what's going on.
Also, there's a lot of confusion. Okay.
Well, it's not really confusing because I understand the last time when they were in New York, there was an anti-protester group there also.
Oh.
So is there a trip to Washington today? Just only because we went off on excursion. So is there an excursion?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
People are going to DC because I think they're having a Caribbean celebration, which they have every year. So people are
No,
definitely.
No.
And the Caribbean Heritage sitting.
No, there's a protest going on at the embassy this morning from 11 to 4 or to.
I didn't know there was a protest. There was a
11 to 3.
protest still.
Yes.
Jesus. Oh my God. Okay.
And then there's an anti-protest led by Mr. Vegas. So that's what we saw where the embassy pushed back on Mr. Vegas.
Okay, well, I apologize. I'm out of touch. I thought it was really a Caribbean celebration of Jamaica and our heritage. I did not know it was a protest.
Well, anybody down there in Washington can give us a little update or a report. Anybody who's on the excursion, only because they talk about excursion. And if you're not accustomed to live, walk with the nutmeg.
Put your nutmeg in there. Put your nutmeg in your mouth. And don't spit up on the people behind you. Sure. So for bus, back in the days, the bus window they couldn't close.
The bus window them close, or they must lock at night.
And so you have to push your head through the window. So anybody back at you, the thing will come back in. It don't go back in their face. You understand? Wicked people.
That's disgusting.
So remember, I come from a country, I come from a rock now. All right? So the old country people, they want to understand if you fly, if you go up on bus or if you fly in a plane and this thing. And them come vomit up by your thing.
They're not used to trip.
That's crazy. But I want to talk about Vaz. Because
hold on, you can't talk about Vaz so quick. I want to what wrong with Vaz? What happened?
Hilarious with what happened. Like when you
tell us what happened, because I don't know.
Well,
let me tell you what happened. So there was an incident. I hope this is it, because there's so many things you could, when you mention Vaz, that you could talk about. But the most recent one is where there was a suspicion that a teacher lost her life, was kidnapped and murdered by a hail car driver, one of those hail rides, using the term loosely, hail rides. So she hailed a ride, she get abducted, she was murdered, and it was believed that the person is one of these drivers. So he declared that effective, was it the next day, there was immediately there's an immediate ban on the hail ride apps in Jamaica. So
the other part, the important part.
Yes.
You will go tell the telecommunication company them that they should block them.
Yes.
All the major telecommunication companies, that they should block any in-ride or ride sharing entity from doing their job. Yes, so that's an important part. Continue.
In Jamaica.
But then what happened?
And then now one of the companies say, well, show us the legislation that speaks to it. And they say, oh, the legislation. Oh, all right, then we have to revert to original position.
It was so funny. It's so funny because he's up in a parliament and I give this big speech and there was no law.
No law.
And then he have to come out and apologize.
Did he apologize? Did he apologize? Yeah. I've never seen that.
He put out one yesterday when he had to take back.
Yeah, but that's not an apology.
He made a declaration, but I don't know.
It's not an apology.
An apology.
Yeah.
But let me look for the apology.
Yeah, he kind of misspoke. Just if I say misspoke, and they have to put legislation in. What people have said before, that have no laws. Like literally people telling me can't just do that. He kill up himself. A telecommunication company, only one of them respond to him and say, no, you can't do that. Show the law.
First of all, let me ask this question. The person who died, I want my my condolences out to the
Yeah.
families. Nobody knows supposed to dead ban no ride sharing or anything.
Hold on. Let me read the article for the thing. It says, Transport Minister says he will be engaging the Ministry of Nations to establish regulation that will prevent that. He made the revelation in a release Friday, indicated that to date, only one telecommunication company had responded to his letter requesting restriction to access to ride sharing. So really and truly, the minister has written to the telecoms operators and recommended ban on ride sharing services after police found the remains of missing Mount St. Peter Cleaver Primary and Infant School teacher, Daniel Anglin in Salt River. So when that happened, he recommended an immediate ban on ride-sharing apps. Now, in the June 14th Observer, it says under the headline, VAS cites unwillingness of telecom operators as ride-sharing ban derailed. So, Michelle, I don't see an apology in the Observer.
There's a video of him talking and he's backtracking. And the thing is that the company that he said InRide that he was engaged in said they did an interview. They said he did not reach out to them. They actually after tried to reach out to him to make a meeting to figure it out. The driver, if he had done his investigation, did not work with InDrive. It was like a taxi, you know, like you have taxi and you have this person you call to pick you up. So it's like a taxi, which a taxi man are really the problem because of them dollars are they raping and killing.
All right.
So they were saying, hold on there. So they were saying like you never really do no investigation on anything.
Just jump up and blame them.
The next day, in just because I guess people in the outcry, in just jump and did all of this. So kind of like egging and fierce. And then they talk like boldly, and they know it must say, "Oh, because of national security issues, reason why they need to do it." Is that just go to legislation?
All right. So my take. All right. I first of all want to put on report on this show that we our condolences to the family of the young lady who died in Salt River.
It's Anglin, Daniel Anglin.
And we're sorry
and her school community.
Happened. Yeah, we're sorry that it happened. I also though want to say that this could happen in any taxi.
It can.
It can happen on any bus, any
bus.
Train, any plane. All right. And so to hear first of all that the next day the Minister of Transport saying to ban all of this, then he should have just banned all taxi service, because this can go on to any kind of these kind of situations can go on anywhere.
They don't have to be a shared.
It doesn't have to be on a shared taxi, and it doesn't have to be anywhere. And so therefore, I believe that was a bad stance and sounds very political coming from our transport minister. Because if first of all, him never checks it and never have no legislation on it. He then never put no legislation in place. How you have a ban something when on the legislation for? That means you need to provide a particular procedure on how the ban is going to take place. And if they don't have the procedure, then the people can't respond. Definitely, okay? So therefore, why did he just come out the next day after the thing happened? And something is wrong with that kind of process.
You know, that's what they always do. That's what they always do.
What is wrong is that we don't have a process that hires people for job based on, or put people in a
qualification
based on qualification. So there is no qualification to understand what the requirements are, or if there is qualification, there's a kind of arrogance that says that I can do whatever I want. I get up this morning and I think that everybody should wear orange dress, then everybody will wear orange dress. There's a kind of arrogance that kind of is overtaking the leadership on both sides and all realms of our society, in schools, politics, in church. There is an arrogance in leadership. Nobody's understanding leadership. No, let me read an article from the ARI FM. It says Transport Minister Darrell Vaz and it's dated June 14th, will be seeking to have legislation implemented to ensure that telecommunication companies comply with an order to block a service in the interest of the national security.
Oh, God Almighty. We have a problem there.
This after the country's two telecom providers reportedly expressed an unwillingness to block the rideshare apps from operating because there is no legislation to do so. Listen to the next. It says Mr. Vaz had issued a directive to the telecoms providers to block as part of a recommended ban on the service in the wake of concern from other entities.
I think we are going on the wrong way by leading people in this way. I know something's supposed to go.
But I know why I think that's like go.
Just get up and say, oh, it's banned. That is ridiculous. I mean, we dead. We dead. All different reasons. It's just one of those things. And I'm not calling down death on anybody. I'm just saying this is a reality, right? And so the lady died in a taxi in a service that was being provided based on the fact that there's a job that exists for being a taximan. It's an opportunity. They offer us that opportunity for us to do business, to start a little thing on the side, to run a taxi and whatever it is. But then as soon as one thing happens, it is so bad that it's going to shut down the whole system for everybody else who wants to travel. That's making sense.
But one thing people realize, most incidents, I remember that girl that's missing, Dean, I forgot her first name.
Yes,
it was a taxi she took. So every time another girl was killed, it was a taxi. So these were all issues.
Who was murdered, a pharmacist, and it was a taxi.
But you don't inconvenience the entire world.
They never looked
by shutting the whole Jamaica just because. No. What you need to do is to find what the problem is inside of that procedure and fix it. That's it.
Yeah, and one of the major things was that the guy that teacher, he had a history for the same thing. He was deported from a country for the same rape and thing with another person. He deported back to Jamaica. Then they hired him, and he had another case before the court with the same issue. Why him and Rhoda run taxi?
Serial man.
So that means they didn't do a background check. So that means they need to fix that system where people get license, do background check
within the system.
Exactly. Exactly. Because if you're going to have to do background check to make sure that you are fit to be on the road. So nothing is being done. People just are run taxi rogue. So that they need to fix. Everything needs to be fixed.
And guess who it fall right back on? Him. Him. Because him not putting the policy in place to do the background check to find out about the people and before them start driving for other people. You know, in most other countries in the world, you have to have a certain background check done
and certain license
to be able to have other people in your vehicle as a public transport. I don't know why.
So do we have a law that requires people, sex offenders, to be registered in
Jamaica?
That's what we're talking about. That's the law that they need to put into effect. You can't ban the people from making money and then the people will turn around now and start saying, me no money, so me rob other people.
But how they gonna even enforce the ban?
Foolishness.
That doesn't make no sense. But that's why I need to fix the system instead of go. But they think our all-time politics are work right now. They think our all-time politics, so they just go on and talk.
I don't think this is all-time politics.
No, that's what they like him just a talker, like they think people go just say, okay, just go ahead. But then people will start challenging him immediately, like, where's his legislation? And he was so aggressive on social media, and people are talking to him and be like, you cannot just do this. So they have to understand that time change. People are knowledgeable now, and they need to put the right things in place.
On the other hand, though, you know, on the other hand, not though, but on the other hand, a lot of our leaders, our politicians, our elected officials who put laws into place, they get up one morning and say, milk price gone up to $2. right?
Yeah.
Or we are planning to do this and give people the hope that things are going to happen, and it never happened.
Nothing happened.
So on both ways, it must stop production from happening, and then the other way is they must put things here, virtual or not virtual, but things that not going to be in place. They must put it in place, and then the reason why there is no policy on this particular thing is probably because they say open up the channel for somebody to start an in-drive thing, and then they have no policy there.
Yeah, but what get me is this. With every organization, you have an off counsel.
What?
That is some off counsel, like an attorney.
Oh.
On your staff.
Legal department.
You know,
legal department.
In Ghana, in this kind of talk now, me can't understand myself. So
the point is, for your agency or ministry, before you put through anything, you literally go to your legal department and talk to them and figure out what you have in place, like what steps they can take, even if temporary, until they can get the permanent fix, what to do.
You care about that.
And they also have one attorney general, I saw the call Jamaica, the guy that
AG,
to even talk to before you go in a parliament and make this big announcement.
Why bother?
Yeah,
I have the power. I have the power to order people to do things. So therefore, let's do it.
Yeah. And it's just kind of weird. It's like all of these people have this power, and it's like Andrew they go silent with all of these people.
I prefer to say our Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, okay?
Okay.
When everybody that called Posha, and everybody that called Posha and PJ, I mean, I hear nobody else. And Manly Joshua.
But I don't even like what this is.
We have to set the right.
No, come on, man.
No, sir. Me, you have to give
everybody
Dr. Diana.
I have to give the Prime Minister improper title.
Dr. Diana, we know when somebody is kissing ass, okay?
Look here.
Leo
I don't care what Leo want to say or do, but let us.
Leo, I get something out of this.
Look here, Leo. When PJ Patterson was Prime Minister, everybody called.
Hey, everybody on the road. This is our show, and I think we need to put the right.
Okay,
I think this is our show. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something what we know. Let me tell you something.
But nobody not watching your show, Leo. What
people are watching this show, and we need to set the right example. So give him his title. Give him his title.
All right, Prime Minister.
Me and your friend.
Yeah,
and your friend.
But I mean, I care.
We go church together. We go church together.
I want to be clear and fair and reasonable. We always refer to Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller as Portia.
Not me. Not on the show. Off the show.
Loads of people refer to the late Eddie Siaga as well, Blinds.
Never heard that before.
Never heard me about Siaga.
I'm saying to you, we have to be careful about how we present to the public, because whatever we say, we are influencers.
Why do I feel like?
So therefore, I prefer, and you can do whatever you guys want to know, but I prefer to say Prime Minister Andrew Holness. I'm not going to say Andrew.
And Leo, whilst I understand the need for the protocol, I want to be sure that it's not out of any sense of intimidation that we are that we're being asked to do this, or we're complying with it. We're doing we're doing it because the protocol requires it. But in the 1 and 2 instance that we refer to him as Andrew, I don't believe that there should be any backfiring of it.
Yeah, because it depends on the connotation that that's in use. Huh?
Yes,
because we're talking about
because him I know so right, then to call him Blinds.
We never hear about that. Not on this show. I'm saying that it is important. It is important that no one gets the implication or the inclination that we are siding with any particular party.
No, but nobody could have get to a side with no party.
Hold on. Let me tell you why. Because we were talking about the bad qualities of another JLP minister, and we brought Andrew, who's the prime minister, into focus, which means that we are siding on one side. And
No, we're not siding.
No. Let me clear that.
Could imply whether or not you are saying it, whether or not you are saying it. Hold on. Whether or not you are saying it, the point is, from our perspective to the general public, it can be presumed like that. And I am cautioning us not to do that. So we give the prime minister, if you don't give any other minister any
but we're not objecting to it. We're not objecting.
No, let me just be clear. Yeah. Let me be clear as I made a statement. No way anybody could have really get to say, oh, it's in favor of or against a party. All I said, which would be good for the prime minister, I said he needs to take back control.
That him absent
of his party.
Everybody is saying
he's absent. So it's not negative. This guy is going rogue. So Andrew needs to get back control. How then go take it? Some means say, oh, me prefer PNP.
Michelle,
if that's your thought,
I took it that way.
And
so if I took it that way, I am saying to you that other people can take it that way. And so it's important.
I hear your point. I hear your point.
Yes, very important. Very important.
I get your point. But I'm being clear.
All right, but
I don't care. No, not that I don't care. No. Let me clear that up.
Yes.
I get your point, Leo, where it can be construed from your point of view that I'm maybe in support, but I'm clearly not. I'm saying in support of the prime minister, get a handle on your ministers because they're out there embarrassing you. Okay? Get a handle on them. All right.
Right. And I think that is a fair position to recap what we have discussed here.
But then back again, Pamphas, in just fascinate me, because in just out there, just out there.
At the end of the day, there is no full understanding and appreciation for particular skill sets in leadership.
True.
Regardless of what kind of leadership, there are particular skill set that people must have. And if you don't have it, you must surround yourself with competent people who have it. For too long, the halls of power within our country have been populated by persons employed on a whim, on a fancy, dismissed by prejudices and preferences, without recognizing that a policy analysis and regulation experts exist. You have public policy experts who ought to be hired, paid reasonably, and retained to do the jobs that they ought to do, rather than these political appointments where you used to be my driver, son, and you become this kind of person within the government and guiding policies and suggesting solutions. So it might be that in Mr. Vaz's instance, he was told this is what needs to be done.
Are you saying that his consultants told him to do that?
I don't think so.
Or his advisors?
I say he might very well have been said, somebody might very well have advised him, except that he has not said so. But not in the instance of Terlang, whose assistant was posting inappropriate things. So these are the kind of things that make you say there are too many experts and competent people who are being sidelined because of political appointments. And I don't know what it is in this instance.
That is so true. That is so true, because the other day I saw an accountant being appointed as head of the OPM, that's the whole disaster preparedness department. And I'm like, how is an accountant appointed for it? Shouldn't it be somebody like a geologist or, somebody aware?
It depends.
No, but if you don't understand
think about it, Leo.
How can you go into a meeting? Like an accountant, how you go into the meeting and understand? Like I sit on boards. But usually, like you have expert, like other people knowledgeable on the board, and you sit on it, but you don't head it if you don't know about it.
Depends. I don't know. Does the person have an MBA?
Cool. So I have an MBA, but I never know geology there.
In accounting.
No,
I don't agree with this position, because you
have to know something.
You could be a leader and lead in any capacity. If you're doing leadership, we're leading people who have the propensities and the academics behind them who can get the job done. If you are the head leader and you can lead them into production, I don't have a problem with it at all.
But the
if
thing
you're
is
talking
that
about incompetent people, that's different.
No, but you have to know about the department you're heading. How the hell hurricane are coming, all of these things that happen, and you don't know. You have to put people, because you literally had somebody. Yeah, because you have people that were there sitting in place who know about it, who like were head of it, that you could have used. Why appoint somebody that is not from that area? We need good accountant at other places. Yeah, Jamaica need better accounting.
So
that's not my position.
I hear you.
If you need fit the party, you need to know about the position.
I hear you, but I still don't agree. Because if I have the most competent people who are subordinates and can do the work, and I'm going to put them out there as leaders to speak on the matter, to do the matter and everything, but I am the leader. I can lead. I can lead the people.
You're the manager.
No. That's two totally different things. The manager is somebody who manages projects. A leader of the whole thing is someone who can
provides insight and vision.
Absolutely.
And provides insight and vision. You cannot provide insight and vision.
No.
Motivate. They don't even know what's going to happen.
Motivate people and set the right. No, man. I totally disagree with what I said.
Because
I don't agree with that at all.
No, I think people should.
There is a distinction between leadership and management.
Absolutely.
Management.
My
absolutely.
PhD is
absolutely.
in leadership. Now, if you tell me that I appoint a position as the head of an organization and I have no knowledge,
nothing,
passing acquaintance with the topic, how am I going to provide, hear me out, how do I provide vision and insight to those that I am appointing?
Let me tell you why. Because if I'm a congressman,
I can provide to them, and what I provide to them is project management.
Okay,
I can manage their capabilities, delegate it as I see it fit, but I cannot provide vision.
Totally disagree with everything you said. Let me tell you why. When we elect a person, it's not based on his capacity to lead, but rather on his capacity to win an election. Hold on, let me finish. My thought. No. Because once the person gets into Diana, this is not about what you want to say. This is about me. Give me my time. So here goes now. Once that person,
Okay, hold on. Both of you.
Once that person gets into position, that person has no knowledge about running a country. But we elect them in position.
We're not talking about election. We're talking about an appointed
you're losing this point. That's why you're speaking over me.
No.
I'm letting you know.
And that's fine.
That's exactly right what you're doing. So let me tell you, once you elect a person in position, that person has no knowledge about running a country. When they get a ministry, they have none. And so therefore, they get a chance. However,
comparing apples with apples.
No, man,
okay. Could I be the neutral party? Could I be the neutral one of? Could I be the neutral one of this argument?
Yes.
Leo. No. To be honest, no. Listen. To be honest, are two separate things. You're talking about somebody running for office. We're talking about appointments.
It's the same thing.
No, two different things.
It's the
running
same
for office
exact thing.
Is different. You're running for office. You go do whatever you have to do. But to me, when you appoint somebody, you're saying, I see you're fit for this position. I'm not like them are run fit. I'm saying you're fit for this position and I'm going to put you in that position.
No. That's not what you guys said. That's not what you guys said initially.
That's what I said.
You guys are saying we are running the country. with people who are not fit for their position. That's foolishness.
Oh my God, Leo, where did you hear
he
that?
never said that.
No, man.
I said
I agree
they
with you, no.
appointed a guy. No, I said they
I am
appointed
saying
an accountant. No, listen, that's your problem, and now listen, I keep a talk. I said they appointed an accountant to head the Department of Disaster.
Yes.
And I don't see that as a why.
Let's take some
No, make Michelle finish.
Anytime me wrong, anytime you wrong, but that's all right.
I am not wrong about what my position is. I don't think
what I said.
I don't think you need to be a leader of any department, of any organization. You don't need to have the ultimate competent skills. You just need to be a leader.
That's why everything falter.
No, because we don't have leaders in our midst. That's what the problem is. We do not have leaders. We don't have people who are trained to be leaders in our country. That's what the problem is.
I know the problem is
and qualified.
And the thing is that, remember the administration, the new administration, what they did for all the MPs that were appointed, they did put them in training. Remember, they were going to London doing the corresponding course to learn about leadership.
Back in the day, yes.
No. Recently, when they won the election, they were doing, like they have a new politicians and everybody training. So that's why they might be a little different.
So that's why we have somebody
like one no better.
So that's why we have somebody who like Morgan who did not understand communication
I don't even know in the course, but like Tova Road and those one did it.
What's the name of the minister who was communication? Something Morgan. What's his name?
Nesta Morgan. Robert
Mr. Morgan. Is that where we put Mr. Morgan in a position that him have no clue? Is that where we have Dr. Chang? Is that where we have Dr. Chang, who is a doctor in a Ministry of National Security?
National Security. But if you have said that clearly, you agree with me then.
Listen, I said to you that we do not have leaders. I don't believe Dr. Chang is a leader in his this capacity. If he were a leader, he could lead the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yeah, he is. Oh, he is. But he's not showing the proper leadership that we're talking about. That we are talking about.
All right, let me read some of the comments.
We could put PJ Patterson, Mr. PJ Patterson, in Minister of National Security, and he would be a great leader.
That's true. But let me read some of the comments. Sandra said, "Morning lovers, including everyone on the platform. Welcome back, Michelle. You are not allowed to leave anymore." Great to see you all. Paula said, "I agree with Leo." Paula said, never heard blinds before. Cheryl said, hey, Cheryl. Cheryl said, elected officials are not technocrats. Juliet said, two different things, Mr. Leo. No, one person at a time. Yeah, we're talking about different. Okay, Cheryl said, person leading technical departments need to be technically sound. The head of organization are in a lot of time publicity mouthpieces, which is true. Michael Tolman said, Leo, remember Barefoot Barrett? Who that? Michael said that, Barefoot Barrett. Cheryl said the problem is we are mixing policy with operations. That is true.
Exactly.
Lorna said, good morning, here in the back of the class. Oh, come to the front, Lorna. Come to the front. Don't be in the back.
Step up. And tell me how the gardener go, hey, may have my tomato tree, may have one tomato tree up front.
We need to get onto before the show is going, and we have some Oliver topics that you put on there.
It's clear over here, but your garden.
No. It's just that we're going to something else, and we have topics that we need to do.
Yeah, we have a lot. Actually, because that's about 20 topics. How you send me 20 topics? Come, let's go.
I never even acknowledge one of them. So how me that expect say uno go even talk about them? Uno just ignore
them. That's why we're talking about that this morning. That's why we're
anyway, I'm tired of this show. I may come off it for me. I like how me being treated. I may think me being abused. I may go call me lawyer. No, because
you're being oppressed.
Me being oppressed in this show. I feel.
What's the next topic?
Harassed.
What's the next topic?
Something about
impeachment law.
Impeachment law.
And I like impeach Leo. So the new constitution reform, and then I have no impeachment law in it. let me try to find the article. Want to know what is impeachment?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that we plan to put the impeachment laws inside of the new constitution, but all of a sudden
Yes, the rewrite of the constitution
will not include it.
Said that it would include impeachment.
Yeah.
And then now when they're going around and discussing the new constitution that is being rewritten, there is no impeachment in it. And I'm trying to find what the minister said why she didn't put the impeachment in there, because
I
if
don't
ever
know.
there was foolishness.
People give me a feedback. How do you feel about this process of the constitution? Do you have how do you feel about it? Kind of depressing to me.
What do you mean?
Because everything just seems like it's a big mess. Like it's too rushed, and I really think a lot of things will be missed, and there'll be a lot of problems. And they just need to take their time and do it properly. One go and get it done correctly. No need to rush.
What's the correct way though?
No, because they have to address every little single thing in the law that needs to be in the best interest of Jamaica. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be like you really have to really get the people also engaged in the process. You can't just have like these people just sit and make decisions, because as you see, there have been a lot of missteps with things that they have done via the law. So they really need to have it sorted out properly. Have more scholars come in to review it and see what needs to be done. It's too rushed. Every day is another issue with the Constitution.
All right. And just so that the rest of society understands where Michelle is coming from, there is a new ministry in the thing. It is called the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, and it is led by Marlene Malahoo Fort, and she made her presentation in Parliament earlier this week. Arising from in that, she responded to Jamaica, and I'm reading from the Gleaner, June 12th. Jamaicans for Justice Executive Director Michael Jackson has rejected the argument that owing to the possibility of political manipulation, the impeachment of parliamentarians was excluded from the recommendation of the Constitutional Reform Committee. In her contribution to the sectoral debate in the House yesterday or the day before, Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs said that after lengthy deliberations, the committee proposed that there should be no inclusion of an impeachment process in the reformed constitution. She continued by saying, essentially, dealing with a legal matter through a political process, as most impeachable offenses are criminal in nature and can be tried in the courts. While acknowledging that views are divided on the issue, she said it was considered that the process could be easily manipulated for partisan political processes. But the Jamaican for Justice contends that the absence of public consultation, where a recommendation on how are you going to be holding your public officials, including parliamentarians, to account, is quite problematic. So the Jamaican for Justice group is saying, but you must tell us how you are going to hold yourselves accountable. And they're saying, look here, that is too, we put that on hold for now.
They're saying there's a court of justice for anything that is impeachable. If they commit a crime, there's court. But we know how that is. Well, I wanted to get back to Michelle's original statement about the Constitution, because there's no right or wrong way in which it should be and can be done. I believe that the Constitution that we currently have was rushed.
Very rushed.
But back in 1959 to 61, 62, that was very, very rushed. But we used it for the past 60 years, right? And so I don't know what the right step is, but the guiding step should be publicized, where if we're going to go into a constitution so that it doesn't cause any problem, we know that these are the steps, because that has never been publicized. Or if it has, we're not thinking about it.
We don't know. Right? Nothing publicized.
So there's no outline as to this is the way that we're going to go to get a constitutional reform going and so forth. And that probably is the problem, because people have their own way of getting a constitutional reform going. And that has been the problem for the idea of impeachment. I believe that a lot of countries have already implemented impeachment laws for their leaders, because even if they commit a crime at the let's say parliamentary or Congress level, it can be easily washed and pushed under the table and be hidden. And so if there's a process of impeachment that is involved, then it opens up the ears. It gives the public an idea that this person is doing something wrong. And if they didn't do anything wrong, then hey, then it closes. The case closed. But if they did something wrong, it's something now for the matter of the justice, the system now to come in and say, okay, we have all of this evidence. We want to use it to take it to court. I think an impeachment bill is an excellent way to go. But
yeah, and a kind of a security and a check and balance,
it's a check and balance.
Everything.
Agree.
For everything, because how we gonna know? Like if any indication, no, like with Vaz going, it is like it's free for all. Like and we have to keep them in check. There has to be something in place. There has to be.
I don't know if Vaz knew before all of this that if you don't have a law in place, you can't say.
How you don't know that, Leo? Stop defending.
No. That wasn't a defense. That's actually something, a knock against him. I don't believe that he knew that there was no law, and that's his ignorance. I'm saying that for you to be the transport minister and don't know that there's no law in a place, and you are going to ban the law that's not in place, to me, that's idiotic. And so my point is, we need something for people to be guided by.
Yeah, that is true.
But
what say you, Dr. Diana?
At the same time, hold on. At the same time, we have the Integrity Commission that is supposed to be a guiding post also, but they're trying to get rid of it too. So
so it's all about getting rid of. What do you say, Dr. Diana?
What thing I said? Puppy show.
Oh, listen. All right, let me read some comment. Gosh, I have nothing to say. The problem is, Lorna said, Michael said, Leah, he was a popular illiterate JLP politician. Julia said, Dr. Diana, love. He said, Isaac Barrant. As the name pronounced? Barrant.
Okay, I didn't know what.
She said he's from St. Thomas. Michael said, thanks, Cheryl. Lorna said, bad man Leah don't want to know about my farm. Pictures will be posted later. Cheryl said, yeah, Michael. Julia Rose said, I'm with you, Michelle. Everyone should be involved. Cheryl said, illicit sex would always be hidden. Lorna said, the Constitution is a composition of the law of the land in a nutshell. They don't want to include impeachment. They want to run the country like they run their houses. Make rules as we go. Cheryl said, disagree. Them run them house better.
I mean, and the reason that they're trying to get rid of the Integrity Commission is because it's just sitting out there as a body. It's not embedded in the Constitution.
Which is good.
Which is good. The
fact
that the Integrity Commission, because if the Integrity Commission is embedded inside of the Constitution, you don't need an impeachment law.
But you don't have the Integrity Commission embedded in the Constitution.
That's what I'm saying. If it were,
you don't have an ethics committee embedded in it,
right?
And you don't have the impeachment embedded in it.
Right.
For me, it's just a puppy
show. Free for all. So that's why I'm saying if they get the Integrity Commission embedded in there, then you don't need an impeachment bill.
But you don't have it. So
you don't have it.
You're just going around talk. For me, it's as if we operate within a space where there are lots of buzzwords, and the more you hear the buzzwords, it's the more popular impact you think you're having. You think that the hearing of the buzzword translates to impact. And for me, it's not one and the
Yeah,
same.
they're falling flat. Because, for example, I'm just obsessed with Vaz right now. Like when everything turned on him, you notice his line was for national security.
Yes, so you go
Like
back to
it's
that.
supposed to tug at our heart, like to say, oh yeah, he messed up, but in a do it with national security. Like he might abridge every right, but because of national security. When that's another
Right.
fact.
And that's
National
what
security, you protect we by doing your investigation with all these people that are getting licensed to run taxi. You know, like take the steps of proper legislation. I
and
agree.
in the event that we talk about national security, when I wake up in the morning and my newspaper tells me that there is mayhem in one parish, this
God,
month Hanover bloodbath, father,
yeah, oh
son
my
among five
God.
killed within 18 hours, and you went
Wagwan.
have all these police and minister of whoever hugging up woman. I'm tired to see us just bawling. I'm tired of the pictures for the nation that is just weeping. Every day we get up and weep. Now look at this poor woman and them have her on the paper. I feel it in my heart. Can I understand what she got through? Eh? 5 people, including a father, his son, and a casket maker, were shot dead among people and others injured in Hanover during 18 hours. National
No, but it's
security
like every day I know have one.
has linked the attacks. I don't stop link the attack to community-based conflict. Community-based conflict. So what are we doing about the community-based conflict? You know, if we would just continue some programs regardless of who implement under which regime, just continue the projects
As
and
long as it works.
that we've been doing and make it work for the small people. Like, I don't want to see no Minister of National Security have to be hugging up people and the whole police force coming out after the woman lose her son and her grandson and the whole our community up in mayhem. I don't want to see, that's not when I want for them to be present and having an impact. I'm tired of it.
That is so sad.
Really
Every
tired.
time I look, Hanover, something going with Hanover. Do they need to annex it from Jamaica? What going to Hanover?
Same thing that
It
one
just-
actually a couple of months ago.
No. That was an isolated event. No.
And then when you tell me now, me go up on the other side and say government intensifying efforts to further reduce cost of living. How do you intensify efforts to reduce cost of living? Every day I got some what is a major farm that we're putting in? What is a major production house that has been put in place? I can't take them little talk that is just hype.
It's the same thing that our minister would come out. The same talk when my hype up. I remember our honorable prime minister
And then that's one state.
ordered
keep going.
Ordered a house torn down. Right? And the next day he went out and hugged the lady who just lost the house.
Yeah, that was it's like they don't know what going. All right, make us stop laugh because that's what I don't find this funny.
So the thing
But
is,
she's the one down there suffering. She doesn't find it funny.
No, and Uno suffer too because Uno less reluctant to come to Jamaica. Uno less reluctant to send barrel for me. Me no want nobody send no barrel for me anyway. Me
No, it hard up here too. It hard up here too.
No, but me don't like
sorry for you. It rough.
okay if they come. Me don't like Uno feel comfortable so Uno can
Me
come.
okay if it come, then not bother we.
But Uno
Then
come
protect we.
all-inclusive hotel, them Uno no come look for.
Exactly, they protect we. We good. I only need to focus on the cell.
Heart weep this morning. Really weep.
You get what you vote for.
But sometimes you know vote for it, but that's how you get it. But you hope that leadership is put in place and you want to see more. And there's been more than enough time to address with deliberate intention community conflict. And I just pick one because that's what the minister keeps saying. Oh, it's community conflict. So now that you know that there's community conflict, I hope that somebody's been gathering the data and looking at taking an analysis of that data to say what caused this one, what caused this, what have we done since that one to put in place to ease the conflict.
Yeah, I think there was a professor at UA. I forgot his name. I saw an article where he was doing a study on it. But do they work with UA? Because there's a lot of studies going on to address that issue.
You don't have nobody on YouTube.
It's so frustrating It's frustrating, Dr. Diana, but we have to be hopeful for
Painful.
a better Jamaica,
Painful.
okay?
First of all, I am so sorry if we are not accustomed to being on YouTube.
Oh, there are
So
people on there.
if you're on YouTube and we're not paying no mind, it's just because we forget. But
Yeah, but let me read some more comments. Anne-Marie
and
Williams said, oh, go ahead, Leah.
and Michelle seemed to not want to read the one them on YouTube. You only read
I didn't
Facebook.
even remember, to be honest, I didn't remember YouTube, but I'm going to check it out. Anne-Marie said, politics are working document as folks is government manipulated the papers to suit their needs. It's not a law because a law cannot be changed. It's law and stands at the foundation. So man is playing politics. Michael said, Leah, you're from the East. I never heard of Barefoot Baron, who
Never
used to
heard
be
of
aside.
From St. Mary, then I know newspaper.
Him obviously come from the southeast. I am from the east.
Okay, Marie said, look at Negril buying water trucks to supply water to their own hotel business to bring in tourist dollars, buying water and paying monthly water bill for 12 days of water. That's sad.
Well,
Cheryl said,
I don't know for a fact, but if you tell us, so I go, we have to go with it.
not true, they were complaining. The hoteliers were complaining about it. That's sad. Cheryl said, and we're proud of supplementing an outdated system. Fix the water system. It looks backwards to have water trucks supplying water. People gone back to bathing out of pans. Sandra said, happy Father's Day to you, Leo, and all the dads tuning in. Have a wonderful and blessed Father's Day. And Marie said, look at when folks family die and go to KPH to claim death certificate for months. Oh, that was so sad. For waiting for the docket and document and the amount of trips back to pick it up, to go to several desks to get signature before you line up for autopsy. Because it's only one forensic doctor to sign the papers for each parish. By the time you claim your paper, them color darker. That is true, because the other day, one of my friends, like 2 of her cousins died, and I was surprised that it took like 4 months. And I'm like, why did funeral take so long? And she was like, oh, because they couldn't get they died off a bike, but she said because that only one, they couldn't get the
autopsy.
and get it done for them to, and they have to pay all of this cost for storage. And then did you see the one about the lady from England? Was it England that died months ago?
Yes.
And her family can't get her certificate to take her back home to be buried. That is sad. And I guess we can lead into the one with the girl with the hospital in Falmouth. And this is such a bad thing for Trelawney, but it's just an isolated event. A joke, and an isolated event as a Falmouth hospital out of order and they go on.
What's going on? What's going on at the Falmouth hospital?
It is a stain. It is a stain on our good great
so
parish.
Tell me what it is. What's going on at the Falmouth hospital?
No, sorry, finish reading the message there.
Yeah, I did.
And you go on YouTube and Twitter.
Oh, God.
Overworked, Michelle.
Let me go on Twitter and see if you see.
I remember you
quite overworked. Let me tell you, man. What happened is that the lady, his mother, went to hospital. She was
Karen Rowe.
Karen Rowe said, good morning, spiritual love. Happy to have you back on YouTube. Just joined. Caroline Madden said, good morning, Team Jamaica. Welcome back to YouTube. We're happy to be back, and thanks for staying tuned in. Well, because I forgot about you guys, but I'll be checking every few minutes going forward. I assure you.
So.
No, on Twitter.
We have 4 people. We have 4 people on Twitter watching. That's an improvement over not having. Oh, what are they? I see something going on at the embassy. Mr. Vegas posted something. Lord.
Alloy.
But now go on good.
Lord of mercy.
Go on, good man.
And we're doing pretty good on Twitter. Good morning, Twitter. You were talking about hospital because I saw someone send me something about a hospital thing last night, and then somebody else sent me something about Cornwall Regional Hospital and the hospital.
The worst.
It's horrible. Let
me tell you, Michael just put it this way by saying that the healthcare system in Jamaica leaves much to be desired. And we have far too many instances of people who come to share their stories because it's so sad and unfortunate. People die in at the hospital, seemingly unnecessary. And you probably was going to die anyway, but when you look at the circumstances leading to the death of a loved one, you're always going to point the finger that something else could have been done.
Dan, you just said you're gonna die anyway.
Yeah, but it's true.
I just say that.
Sometimes, in some instances, they might very well have be the position that they're going to die. All of us are going to die. So make us just embrace that. But too often, your family members could have enjoyed a longer period here on this side of the earth without
So
dying.
you're actually saying, Diana, that there are a lot of ways in which people could live longer if given the proper treatment in
Yes.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying that.
So a person with diabetes, if they're not getting diabetic drugs that can slow the process and so forth, they could get to live longer, but they're not having.
Yeah, they will.
They don't have the drugs, and when they go to the hospital, they have to wait 4, 5, 10, 2 weeks before they get treatment. And
So
sometimes
there is this instance of this lady's mother, the story as I understand it, based on the video and clips that I watched, is that her mom got ill, took the mom to Falmouth Hospital. She needed to go to get a scan or something done. So she's following up and saying, what time we're going to do the scan? And they say, oh, she have to do the scan at some place or the other because they don't have that particular piece of equipment at Falmouth. So I say, all right, so ambulance. Say, oh, we don't have no ambulance. The ambulance not here. So she go out and she say ambulance. She said she flagged down the ambulance like she flagging down taxi, like she have flagged down bus. She get the ambulance man says,
Hail ambulance.
Well, they never block the hail ride the ambulance. So she flags down the ambulance and the ambulance man says to her, but the ambulance and park on the back. Go to the nurse, them tell them send the ambulance around there and make them send, So she goes. She said to the nurse station, well, the ambulances are there. The nurse said, well, they must just come. If you say ambulance, they must just come. No, there is no, for me, I don't even want to watch beyond that point because I know that she's in this space because it is tragic. There is no empathy that is being expressed to this woman in this position. And I'm wondering, when did we become so indifferent, so callous, so unkind and uncaring as a people, and more so as people in the health system?
Like, why are you
and it's
there?
The same measure you see in education, where educators have become so cold, callous, without any empathy. And then you want on trying to understand why the next generation so vicious and unkind and uncaring. Here is a woman, she's in the hospital clearly because somebody fell sick. She's in the hospital because she's needing help and support. What to the nurse, them like where I grew up when we had Matron Robinson, we know Nurse South, and we know all of them nurses in a Maypen Hospital. Those are people who want to the two good nurses who exist now. Why them so far?
They have left.
No, what happened is the microwave food.
That's not where the ball drops. It's not with the nurse.
So where the ball drops?
It's the infrastructure that's in place to make sure that she get good environment to work in, make sure that she have good pay, make sure that she have good resources, make sure that if she get 100 people and knock on our nurse station, that she can handle them because there's a system in place and she's not going to get burnout and she's not going to get frustrated. That's where the ball drops. Because by the time another person come in front of that particular nurse, 1,000 people before her or 100 people before her have cuss her out, have trace her out, want to take something, beat her down, and she has to put herself in a protective mode and protect herself and her family. And so you have to understand that this person, that particular nurse, is not just about the patient in front of her, but it's all of the other issues that are standing up there that blocks her from doing the work that she wants. She's supposed to do.
I'm sorry. I understand that about the work environment and all of that, But to me, if you go into a field and you're going into it for a passion, and because you genuinely have a concern and care for people, certain things no matter to you. You can never see somebody, as how the girl described her mother in excruciating pain, crying, and you go sit down and say, no, wait. You do whatever you can to get her the assistance she needs. And the family actually offered to do what you cannot do. Give them the opportunity to do it. Bring in other people. I don't know how you guys do it in Jamaica, but up here, they said they only had one doctor on staff. If one doctor on staff and it get crowded, they call in other doctors. You know what other doctors say? All right, that's fine. I'll go in and work to cover it. It was a serious issue. I had to go through it with my mother. And let me tell you this, the difference is this. When my mother was first went to Cornwall, she never said anything. It was just her. She was ignored. When I found out my mother was there, all I had to do was make 2 calls. Treatment got different. Don't get me wrong. I had friends that were doctors. She had students that were doctors. They showed up for her. They were there. When I was on the ward, my mother got round the clock care because I was there. I paid my friends. Everybody came in and checked in. I saw people on that ward crying out in pain, and nurses were sitting there talking on their phones, walking away. People died in that room. They were walking away. So don't tell me about how they set up and whatever. Some of them just genuinely don't care about the job. And they don't need to be there. You cannot have compassion for a human being and sit there while they're dying. Another teacher died. She was pregnant with 2 children, twins. And they watched her on that bench bleeding and nobody turned, helped her, crying. She ended up dying. Her twins ended up dying. And they continued like it was another day in paradise. So don't tell me about better setup, whatever. It is a small hospital. Everybody know everybody. They could have get the help. If they had an issue where they said, we're understaffed, talk to your ministry, talk to people and say, we need people here to help us.
Yes, and they need to
Don't
voice
sit
their
back.
concerns. Leo, Mish, I really feel it for you, and I don't want to make you get anywhere more emotional because as you talk about it, it bring back all those memories about your mom. And it hurts. And it hurts not just you, but it hurt all of us. But
yeah, kind of sad that who you
yeah,
be
that
about
at
who
the
you
end of
know.
the day
It
is
should
who you
never
know.
be about that.
But we can't ignore Leo's points either, that the nurse is a person as well, with all the emotions and all the issues as well. But they have decided to put themselves in to serve. And if it gets to the point that they have lost all compassion and all sense of kindness towards those, yes, then they need to take a step. They need to take a series of steps. Them need to report the inadequacies of them job and them need to stand by it. You know, there was a nurse some long time ago who used to represent the Nursing Association of Jamaica. And she never apologized for raising the plight of the nurses. I don't remember, it's an older lady. Anybody remember her
Oh,
name?
I remember her, one short black lady.
Yes,
She was
man.
really
She
good.
was never afraid to
To cuss
speak
them out.
yes, the challenges that they were having. She wanted for it to be addressed. And I stopped to think, if we're really in a society where everybody is feeling so frustrated, they've thrown their arms up in utter disgust and given up, or they feel intimidated, why would they're not voicing their concerns? I don't know which one of the skills to put it.
Like gone the days, there are people who care. Just not cut you off there. I remember my mother never get paid well. Teachers back in the day never paid well. We know that. She couldn't even afford to send buy bag or send me to school. You know what I mean? She have to do other stuff. Just throw pardon or whatever. But she showed up every single day. Every single day she showed up to work. She used to take her little taxi. She used to pay people at the end of the month. She showed up to work. She did the lessons with the children because she said, you know what, this is what I love. This is my passion. Should have left teaching years before. But it was her passion. That's what she wanted. It gave her joy. So she did it. She sacrificed. She go every morning early to school for the children who can't afford it. She teach them. She copy books. She beg and borrow just to make sure those children could succeed. Because she cared about her job. She was a teacher. She loved being a teacher. I see nurses that I know that complain every day, but they show up for their job. They do their job. They go over and beyond. They will call me to ask me for money to assist patients. You know what I mean? And they will beg. So they have people who have the passion, but you have some that genuinely don't care. Like this lady was crying in pain, and not even the medication they would have give. Even the assessor and calling a senior person to assess the woman, that would have helped. Nothing. They have to take responsibility, and because they not get food. That's the problem.
I want you guys to understand this, that I am not saying that these things don't exist. I understand.
I'm not hearing you, Leo.
Oh, you're not hearing me? I hear Leo.
Oh, what's in my radio?
Okay. All right. I'm not saying that these things don't happen. I hear Michelle bring a comparison between having the resources of doctors in America versus having the resources of doctors in Jamaica. That's a big thing. You know, when just because somebody has a problem in Jamaica, there's no alternate resources that you can call another doctor and say they don't have enough doctors there. And even if they have enough doctors, most times, if you call a doctor outside of his job, you talk about, hey, you have money? Do you have money to pay me if I come down to the hospital? So a person who has a job in Jamaica as a nurse or a clerk on the floor, you know how much fear they have executing their job. You know that they can't just get up and say, I want to leave this job because I can't get another job down here. So that's not happening at Jamaica. If you leave this job at Jamaica, you depend on your own. Whoever provide you with something else, another job that you can make money. You can't just assume that they are having just because they made the commitment to do the job that they are going to do it the best way without resources. They are not you, and they're not me, and they're not everybody else. They are regular people who have the fear that their boss is going to fire them if they do the wrong thing, if they say the wrong thing, or they say something that the boss don't like. And if they lose that job, they can't find another job. So we can't sit here and say, oh, they're not doing the job that they say that they're going to do. There's a lot of pressure on them to perform, to make sure that they satisfy their supervisors' requests, to make sure that they are not spending the hospital's resources without the authority of the people in power. So they're not just there. They have to be balancing a whole lot of things to keep their job the ultimate thing. And so we can't just say that they're not doing their job. They are doing the job that the best that they can. Teachers are. Teachers are doing the best job that they can. Nurses are.
Okay.
And so we can't just say.
Okay, I don't want it to be misconstrued. As I said, I have family and friends who are nurses, doctors, and teachers. They're doing an excellent job. It's not all of them that are like that. You just have a few bad seeds that make it bad for everyone else. When I'm talking from experience, I'm talking about what I see. I'm not like talking with people that tell me. I'm talking what I see. Where when I go in, I see some nurses running around, working, doing everything, and some sitting on their phones, talking, doing nothing, leisurely walking, doing whatever they want. When patients are crying, patients are begging for assistance, and they're being ignored. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the ones that show up and do their job, despite the fact that they are also in the similar situation like the one that is walking around and sitting and ignoring. If you don't know how to do your job, and you're so concerned about your supervisor firing you because you might make the wrong decision, you go get your supervisor. If you can't handle it, you say, you know what? Hold on, patient. Let me go try to get my supervisor. Supervisor not answer, you try to go above supervisor. You try to get the help they need. You have to get people help. You have to have compassion at some point.
I agree.
You can't just sit there and just watch people are dead.
It happens to them all day long.
But that's not make it right.
So it's
make it right.
You're not saying something that they don't know. They do know. But there are in a hospital like, for example, Cornwall Regional, everything is political. Okay? The minister comes in and make a rule, and this is the way it has to be. And if it doesn't go this way, because if you exert an extra energy into something, it may be costing the hospital. I'm just I'm just throwing words out there. It may be costing the hospital resources that the minister don't want to spend. So you have to think about all of these things. It's very, you cannot just say, boy, they're not doing their job. They are. And I don't.
No, but I literally tell us, like, me can't say some of them sit down, they're not doing their job. And they actually have other nurses that complain and they go and go do their job. You literally have those bad seats there. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but they do. But even in regards to doing anything, I've seen where like the doctors themselves, the junior doctors, whatever they do, they see them come, they head the department will come and sit with them and they go through their patient file with them. That much I see. So they do have processes in place where they check the nurses and whatever. But I'm telling you, you have nurses that literally come in and leave and won't lend a hand. And you have someone literally run up and down the whole time doing it. And I know it because I sat there and observed them. And I did point out like the one them that I see doing nothing. And like literally, if I see like a patient crying and a nurse not attending to them, I said, did you see that patient? You would think I was like their supervisor. Then after a while, I didn't know if I was there watching them. But that's the thing. People have to say something. Some of them just so nonchalant about their jobs. And they make it bad for the ones that are genuinely doing their jobs. Because you have some nurses that actually go to houses, go visit patients after. You know. Like I have friends that will go check on people after. Not everybody will do it, but they'll go in, they see you on the road and check up with you and say, oh, everything, you're taking medication, you're doing this. They will go to churches in the community and the church eventually, you know, like educate people. And then some just don't do it. Michelle, so it's just like you have to have a passion.
In every job, hold on, let me make this point. If this happens in every profession across the world, there's bad seed police, there's bad seed, but we can't spend our energies and making it sound like this is the normal thing, because they are
but it kind of the normal. Because when they get sick, then say you go dead. Like literally Falmouth Hospital, if you get sick, people say don't go, you go dead. Like literally go anywhere else but Falmouth Hospital.
We have to be very careful about we have to be very careful how we send the message out there. So, but take some comments and let's see what's going on.
And the message how it is, that's a reality. They just see the little baby that died the other day to no ventilator, and they couldn't transport her.
But we have that in America too, just the same way.
I know, but I'm saying you can't compare the US to, but we're saying it can be fixed. Like we need to fix it. We can't say it happened in the US. They need to fix it. Where may I stop? Okay, Jesse said, yes, Dr. Dan, I agree so much with you. Where is the care? Cheryl said, everything popped down. Look at the bathroom on the way to the immigration hall at NMIA. The first point of it to see our country. Yeah, that's horrible, Kingston. I hate flying into it. Julia said, don't be a nurse if you don't care about people. Exactly. And Marisa, so why we and the Jamaican government don't sponsor high school students to become forensic doctors and bond them for each parish? Complaints I hear important of Latinos into the medical field. No importation of Latinos into the medical field, and government give them free housing and financial benefits, and local Jamaicans can get an increase. Why head of education have to tell the teachers to move the dial of the literacy to 63%, but I'm glad we are runners and musicians and we can dance away our cares. So if we're gonna die anyway, we have to die like dead like dog. We cannot die with dignity. The sidewalks in communities like doing a partner grill, no sidewalk, and walk in the streets. Where the ADA sidewalk, ADA walkways for blind wheelchair walkers, but we welcome the Duke and Duchesses to watch. It's a long thing. We welcome the Duke and Duchess of England to watch Bob Life in the movie. Why the government don't have meeting with the Don them of the every town community and have a discussion to protect their community, but help the police keep the community equitable, safe for all. Kanye West and Kirk Franklin come and sing up a storm of false doctrine and leave a spirit of confusion, because truth be told, they are jacked up too. We need to love and respect ourselves as a royal kings and queens and noble people. We are to stop sell out our country resources to foreign entities who seek the self-interest and go left Jamaica in a bangarang. Oh, I need water. That was long. Cheryl said, Edith Alwood Anderson. Julia said, Dr. Champagne, Dr. Schmidt, yeah, she correctly, Champagne. Marie said it's no different in any foreign country. Teach, train, assist providers who can diagnose without the need of writing prescription. If you have a team of special physician assistants, then the physicians can take Canada Yard and review the medical notes from nurses and physician assistants, but the government don't pay them and import people from Latin America and give them expatriate benefits when you can groom and streamline students to be in the medical field. Employ counselors for school system from primary school up to university, so teachers don't have to be counseling and teaching the same time. Government need to invest in areas they want to improve instead of the bank account in Switzerland and Cayman.
All right, so some more, whomever write
Let's
them
go
long
on.
thing, have to be careful. Don't write such a long thing because we need to go on to other people. Keep your comments short. All right. I know how excitable you get and so forth, but keep them short.
Okay,
all right?
let us go now on YouTube.
Yes.
Karen Rose said, I'm in total agreement with you, Diana. The healthcare system in Jamaica needs a lot of improvement. Too many horror stories have been told. Karen said, true, Michelle, went through a similar thing with my mom, only for a past student of mine who was a nurse at a particular hospital at the same time. My mom got the care. Some have no compassion. Karen said, there are still great nurses there, though, committed, compassionate, and do their jobs with pride. That is true. You check out Twitter.
And he wrote some lengthy comments, but I think there's so much merit in the issues that she's raised. She talked about a lot of things that we have done and some that we have failed to do. And she's quite right that there needs to be more partnerships that are far more deliberate to address the issues that that we've cited. The lack of compassion seems to run common throughout the society and in all realms of the society. There's an accident and everybody videoing and
Oh
recording
my God.
and that sort of thing. The nurses come with their phones attached as an appendix to them. It's used, first time it used to be a little pocket watch that the nurse would have. No,
Yeah.
what call to everybody is a phone in them hand and them on Twitter and them tracking all kind of things. The indifference is palatable. You can sense and feel the indifference within the medical profession. And this is what people are lamenting and crying about. So yes, our family members might perhaps still would pass, but it's that getting through that process without any sense of empathy or any sense of compassion makes it worse, makes it harder to come to the reality or to the realization that it is what it is. So I still believe that there has to be a serious and deliberate attempt as a society to change how we relate with one another.
And I don't think the society is going to just change like that. There has to be.
It'll take a while.
There has to be policies and procedures in place that are going to be executed.
I said that there has to be deliberate intention and deliberate action to speed it.
I have to leave it to the society.
Like Enid and Cheryl post the name. Enid Alwood Anderson. She was the head of the nursing. And she was one mad woman. She was one mad hatter. She wanted everybody to know all the ills and she was keeping her nurses accountable as well. We need to get back to that where we talk about what it is that afflicts us or that we're afflicted by and try to get it addressed. Perhaps the nursing, you said that you were in the hospital and helping to say, well, did you see so and so? Probably as a nation, we've lost the zeal to volunteer. And if we were volunteering enough, or if we are encouraging the spirit of volunteerism, more of us would spend an hour in the hospital and give some support to nurses. More of us would spend an hour in the schools and give some support to teachers without expecting anything or, oh, me not get paid for that, so me not go do that.
Yeah.
Get back where we care a little bit more for each other.
But while we were talking, I did realize like Leo heads the whole health sector task force, and they do give back, right, to Jamaica.
Yes, and that's one of the things that we're talking about. The diaspora conference is this week coming that we're looking at, and the health task force is doing an outreach clinic. Leo, you know anything about it sufficient to tell us where it is going to be, which day,
better know
that sort of thing? Or you want to call somebody?
Information. And they're gonna do some screen up in Baritone.
Barretown.
You know what Barretown in Trelawney?
No, but
Trelawney, St. James.
James.
Our bad area, you know, but that's good.
They're going to do some screening, blood pressure screening, all that kind of diabetic.
They figure them some machine too.
And it's
That's
Thursday.
good.
They have doctors and nurses. I think 5 doctors and 3 nurses and some other.
Going down. It's just which area? Canada and the US are just jointly
Canada and US, yes. And so
we were giving back.
And
what is education? The 20th. What the education department doing? Task force.
They're joining with Canada again up at John's Hall in St. James. John's Hall, basically.
I'm in another country.
John's
I'm in another country. Yes, man, I'm gonna come.
Make sure you never plan to come. How could I go beach?
No, not true. Well, not beach up there, but I'm a granny country.
You mean river? You mean river?
A river, like they have some beautiful river. 2 river and a lot of fruits and vegetables.
So let me put this into perspective, because I don't want anybody to believe that the diaspora is going to come to save Jamaica. It's unfair.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we know that.
But people think that. People think that. And you want to drop that, diaspora only look at gaps and to fill them and so forth. Wherever it is the resources can come from to fill those gaps, that's where it is. It's not coming to take over.
Yeah, whatever is needed, they
look at it and they can determine what it is, what kind of resources that we have, and we can fill it. All right.
That's a good thing. So anything positive out of Jamaica?
Yeah, man, lots of positive. We can follow up with Vibes Cartel.
Vibes Cartel!
Oh, that's positive. Really.
Because it's moving forward, it's not still languishing in this. So one way or the other, there's action on it. So that's not positive.
But it's positive. It's positive for the country.
There's moving forward. But anyway,
because a lot of
article, and the article is from Fox News. Fox TV.
Fox News.
Adidja Palmer, famously known as Vibes Cartel, remained in jail Friday, despite a judge being expected to rule on his possible release. The court was adjourned until next week without a decision on the long-running case. Cartel and his 3 co-defendants have been behind bars in a Jamaican prison since their arrest in 2011 for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams, whose body was never found. Cartel's conviction was overturned in March, and the British Privy Council gave the Jamaican court the chance to decide on a retrial or outright acquittal, meaning there would be no further prosecution. Vibes Cartel's attorney told Fox 5 that he once again had to argue for his client's freedom before justice, who kept the focus on constitutional issues. They did admit, quote, that there were breaches of Mr. Palmer's and his co-defendants' constitutional rights. They attempted to justify the breach, and we received an additional date for next week, Tuesday. This means Cartel's imprisonment is what is called a brick oven, is still not over for the physical ailing performer. All right. His attorney says he anticipates the argument by the prosecution and was encouraged by the judge's emphasis on the realities of any further delays in the matter and their unwanted consequences. I open the floor for comment.
I want people to understand that where Vibes Cartel is right now, he's not a convict. He is actually a free man in custody because of perception. When the Privy Council quashed the case, it puts Vibes Cartel, the prosecution, and the defense back to 2011, trying to decide whether or not there is a case against Vibes Cartel, which means that since 2011 that he's been in prison, up to 2024, his constitutional rights have been violated grossly. Because right now he's been in prison for 13 years for nothing, because he's not convicted. Which means that the court is trying to make a decision now. Why is he being held? Why should they retry him? Those are the kinds of decisions that they're trying to make. And they're looking at the breaches of the Constitution. What at the first trial, the trial, they're looking at the breaches of the Constitution by him still being in prison. They're not even looking at the evidence that was brought to court in 2014. They're not even looking at in details. They're looking at the breaches to see whether or not, hey, should we release him based on these breaches, or should we forget the breaches and move to a retrial? That's what this is all about.
All right. So
Interesting times ahead.
they have to go right back to the drawing board as it relates to what next?
Well,
Yeah, interesting times. Interesting times.
They're looking at, for example, for those breaches. All right, when you're supposed to go to trial, the word reasonable, not a specific date, the word reasonable is used as you must be tried in a reasonable time. So you're going to look at 13 years now to see, is that reasonable? That he should spend 13 years in prison before he goes to trial. And they're looking to see whether or not there's going to be expediency if a retrial gets going right now. Will there be expediency? So they called the Supreme Court and say, hey, send me all the cases that have been retried in the past 6 years. 6 years. That will be since 2018. And so they're looking at those. There are 2 cases that have been called up for retrial. And each of those cases, none yet, 6 years are gone already, none yet has been given a trial date. You understand? And the court is going to look to see, okay, there's already 13 years of him sitting in prison. And then if they call a retrial, there's another 6 years, because those 2 persons have already spent 6 years without a retrial. So they're looking at 2030 before he at least gets a chance to look at. So and the fact that he's ill, can he go through another trial that he went through? And his defense attorney saying that he can't, because, for example, he's lost 50% of the use of his heart since last year. And so they're looking at a whole lot of different things to determine whether or not there should be a retrial.
All right. Well, so much for Mr. Carter. We wish his attorneys all the best as they continue to advance their case, and we wish the prosecution all the best as they continue to defend their positions, whatever the position is going to be.
You remember?
Yeah.
You remember I said that.
Time.
You remember I said that this is they're looking at it. Well, this has national implication. If Vibes Cartel did not bring out all of these flaws in our Jamaican system, it would mean that there are other people, like the other 2 who got retrial and still haven't gotten a date. There are many other persons sitting out there who don't have the money to take it to the Privy Council. And this could be your daughter, it could be your son, it could be your sister and your brother, it could be you. And you're getting slapped all day long in your constitutional rights, on your constitutional rights. And so from a national scale, it's important that, let's say Vibes Cartel, I'm not saying that he's innocent, but let's say he's innocent. Let's say he was not the one who killed Lizard, but the system suspected that he did. What would happen? Same thing. Would you want to be in prison for 13 years for something that you didn't do? That's the national thing that I'm talking about.
It is a conundrum, but we don't know if we can do it yes or no, but it's a conundrum. It is. That's interesting times ahead. It's interesting times ahead.
All right. My thoughts.
I don't know. Some of us will perhaps begin to look for cartel concert tickets. Others might perhaps well be looking to see whether or not he'll get his visa back, and all kind of speculations will be the next take on it.
Well, I'm glad about what I see this week about the judges. The judges are asking the right question. I did say that from beginning that once this goes back to the appellate court, because they messed up initially in 2020 when they did not push back on the original trial. It went to the PC. Now the PC broadened it and make everybody see there was a problem in the original trial and also a problem at the appellate level. So I know that the appeals court is going to be looking deep and be more fair about the decisions that they're going to make at this point in time in this trial, this appeal process. They're going to be very, very careful about this.
Okay, I still don't know how that is positive, but it is good. A good direction for the legal system. But what else positive up in Jamaica? Nothing.
Well, it's mango season. Loads and loads of mango abound. We've been getting some amount of rain, but nothing as it compares to South Florida. We're gearing up for Olympics. The sad thing is that Elaine had suffered major injuries, so I don't know that. Well, we'll wait and see what it is going to be like for her. It's another bright sunny day in Jamaica, and we still can ask a neighbor for something. Neighbor still sharing something. So despite all the challenges that we have in the public spaces, you still find hope within the relationships you have one with another. So all is not lost.
What's going on with Elaine anyway? Fast Elaine. What's going on with her?
She suffered an injury. And so I suppose that and we'll hear about.
I the same thing when I was at Troubler. The foot thing. I don't think she was injured. She just said she feel everything tightening up, so she just stopped. She never let.
Okay.
She run right through. She run right through. She's gone to Germany to
get treatment.
But you know, we only have one chance to make the best decision on our life, and she got married and she changed.
Here we go again.
The coach, right? She changed the coach, and her career just started going down. She changed the coach that has taken her from she's changed the coach from that who was taking her into the fastest woman in the world, and as soon as she got there, boom.
But you know, everybody will have the same coach that were, right?
Yeah. But things change, Leo, and it's just like we all don't stay in the same relationship forever, and you grow and you mature and you get to a particular level, and you
not blaming her. I'm just saying
there is so much more to life than that, or you figure that somebody else might have a better understanding or have a better impact, and so you try. So she tried it. It didn't work for her based on our observation. From a mental state, it probably worked for her, though we didn't see it translate into her physical impact. So we don't know what are all the other issues behind the thing. And, sometimes...
But that's what else can we say, though? That's what we see.
Yeah.
What we see, though.
What we see is what we see.
Can't leave it alone.
Yeah, but
Delia Jackson Williams says the greatest problem in our home country is that no one is held accountable for anything. In the schools, the hospitals, the banks, there's no legislation or policies that have not been broken. And
all of that have to do with Elaine.
No, these are comments that were there.
I may have something to say. Like I had something to say about the topic.
Sorry.
Exactly. I'm listening. I'm here. Michelle, I try. Don't play one me I try say, and then all of us we are talking about infrastructure.
And I'm like,
we made them wait too long, though.
Okay, all right.
By the time we read them, they're not relevant.
Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
No, we
Go
don't.
ahead, read.
Michelle sound like them jealous woman we not get them.
Jealous? No.
I didn't get my way, so let me put up a fight, or so.
No. Elaine, all right. I think the guy, the person that's looking at her is the same guy that worked with both so she should be fine.
Oh,
And the coach that she had now was one of the coaches she worked with, so she's fine. She'll be
okay.
fine.
So it's not the husband coaching her then.
No, man, no.
Okay.
I was pointing out that she left that particular coach or took her to being
It
the
was
fastest one.
hostile.
Yeah, the fastest woman in the world. Then she left, and then everything started going down. I mean, she was clocking 11.2 in the last race that she did the other day. I came in fifth.
She's sick because she had the
Right.
same issue that her coach that she's had, the same coach that she had it. It's always gonna be her foot. That's her problem. The coach said that. The coach that she got rid of said that.
Mm.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I am just telling you what is in front of me. I don't know what is going on with her foot and all that. I mean, I don't know all of that. That's okay. I'm not saying that she's wrong or she's right. I'm just telling you that this is what happened. Right? And so we only have one chance to make the right decision. And it's a good thought that when we make our decisions each time that, you know, and as kids, you know, 18, 19, 20, 25, we make emotional decisions. Sometimes it go against us, sometimes it work for us. And, you know, and when we get to age 40, we think it's the same decision that we made at 25 to go work when we are 40 and 50 and work. So we have to just be
That's
careful
true.
about.
But the truth of the matter is that at 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, we make mistakes.
That's the same way, right?
And them and
Yeah,
make
but
and them and I
yeah,
figure that they don't work and we have to go find that they not work.
yeah, but that's the beauty of life, and that's what makes life
Oh my
interesting,
God, I
right?
can't believe Michelle said that. Mike, Michelle, you just said, oh, that's so academic.
No, but it is like you live and you learn. You do what's best for you, you know,
Absolutely,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's part of
you
life.
can't sit down there and say, oh, you know, this is possibly going to work. You have to try. Some of us, for whatever reasons, we're not going to try. But, you know, once you try, it probably work. If it don't work out, then you just move right along.
Yeah,
One
and
thing
if
is
you
certain.
feel, and yeah, and if to me, if you feel like you're in a space that is affecting you mentally and you don't want to be in, I always say remove yourself and put yourself in the place where you want to be happy. But to find happiness, as I say, you go take several tries to really find your happiness. So
Michelle,
she'll find what works
you
for
can't
her.
just say, you can't just say remove yourself. That sounds so,
No,
that
no,
sounds
but
so
if
like you have
no,
the,
that's just me. That's just me. Do
yeah,
what's best for
that's
you. But
probably because you are in a place right now where you can do that. But not everybody is in that place where they can just remove themselves. There's so many other factors. Yeah, all right, so let's talk about, you know, marriage. So the two people get married, right? The husband is very abusive, emotionally, physically, him beat her up, black her eye, and say, if you ever left, I kill you, that kind of thing, right?
yeah.
So this is a problem to the woman. But she can't just say, boy, me beat up and left. Because if she left, her husband will find her and kill her. So you can't just say, just because you find yourself in the situation, you're going to remove yourself. It's not that easy. So we have to say things like, why? Go seek some support somewhere, seek some help. Look at what all the possibilities are that can allow us to give her the best chance at moving. Knowing that even that best chance that we have can turn us back down the hill.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they still remove themselves. They're taking the steps. Yeah, I
Sometimes
was going to some extreme measures to explain your point how abuse and be confident.
Leo, for do for emphasis.
I was going to like real deep, like
Deep down
Yes.
so that we understand it. We have to break it down first because we head so tough. Guys, it has been almost 20 weeks, at least 20 weeks since the start of the year.
20 weeks? Is that
Yes,
it?
start of the year. Probably more 24
oh
days.
my God.
20
The year
Oh
done
my
already?
God.
Yeah,
Done.
we're supposed to be saving $25 per
Are
week.
we, about how much money now we're
We're
supposed
supposed
to
to be
have?
probably about 800 and something dollars and we're supposed to have. So if you're not saving, we're gonna need to start saving.
We are going to
Because
Vegas?
no, we're going to go on a trip. Everybody's supposed to do something special with their money when the time comes. So we need to be mindful.
Well, Leo, send the money when you promised me.
I know.
Don't
I
send it
the partner not dry yet. The partner dry.
Yes, Leon said my money come too.
Anytime the partner draw, I'm telling you.
So in the meantime, I'm gonna go and save the money. And for those people who plant gardens, want to make sure they're taking care of the gardens. And this is where we say happy birthday or wish
This
happy Father's
week,
Day to those people, special fathers. In let us wish
my
this
son's birthday
your
was
son's.
this,
Oh yes, and H had his birthday. He turned how much again,
yeah,
Mish?
6. Can you believe
Oh
it?
gosh, he turned 6 and he finished kindergarten and he's going to
And they go
big
first grade
we're not to say big school because
time.
it
A
recalls for
big
Leo
school that
how them shine him up and put him in a
exactly,
That's true.
exactly. Anytime
And
you talk
that,
about
and that,
big school,
and that go happen. I'm gonna get him one clock.
shine him up
with
with
coconut oil.
coconut oil in
Coconut
your
oil.
face.
I know that
Yeah.
means fan him coconut oil. He's strong.
Shine him up with coconut oil and put on one khaki pants for him and send him go school. The
I
first
literally that you wear khaki and polo shirt.
and blue and blue polo shirt and send picture for Leo.
So I'll tell you this story now. If you don't wash your clothes in the next 2 days with the coconut oil in the clothes, it gets very
Okay,
frowsy. Very frowsy. Very frowsy. So be
that
careful.
is
Yes.
true. That's
Yeah.
why I get him one Clarks. A Clarks thing when they were last year. So that's why in grow year, so I need to get him a new Clarks.
Okay. So very Jamaican. Congrats, Mommy. Make you proudy. And
I'm
all
telling
those who
you.
have family and friends who graduated at the or will graduate at the end of this term, we wish you all the best. Um, Cheryl says she's looking forward to Paris and the Olympics. Sound like she going. Lawton says W2, I suppose him too. I don't know if that's what he means. Paulette Chambers says, Happy Father's Day, Leon, all the fathers on this
Thank
program.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very kind
Happy
of
Father's Day,
Me had the
Leo.
uncle father up on the show here, and then went around me. Then go to ask, tell everybody else Happy Father's Day. Everybody else in the world. And me there turn up right in the front of them, yeah, right there so. Right? And me a pupa too, just like everybody else.
Happy
Thank you.
Father's Day, Leo.
Paulette says, yes, I'm still saving. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you for being good and faithful. And I hope you plan to do something special with your money. That's all we need to do, something special for ourselves when we save that money each year. It don't have to be present for nobody in your household. It's something special for yourself. We need to learn to take care of ourselves more.
All we need to know, make you know that now is that we are on 3 platforms as of this week.
Yes.
And we're on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And this is a big thing for us. We used to do this once upon a time, but we get broke and we never have no money. And Diana never had to pay the maintenance. And so now she start pay it again. And so now we are right with the 3 platform again. So next week, please, wherever you are, we are there with you next week.
Oh my gosh. So yes, so we are on Facebook at the usual space for those of you here. And we're on Twitter and we're in, where can I say? YouTube. It's under Leo Gillen Media on YouTube. You'll always find us there until Michelle start to expand to hers as well or something. But if we can just grow one space and just grow it big for all of us to benefit.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
and
fine.
guys, if
Focus
there's any
on
topic that you want for us to discuss, please feel free to send us a note so that we can raise them and be sure to not have a quarrel about it. As we go out, I think I'd like to, though it's a little bit sad, but I'd like to read a piece by Claude McKay. It says, if we must die. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an unglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed lot. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us, though dead. Our kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lie the open grave? Like men, we'll face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back. And I say that because I want for us to recognize that there are things that we can do to help our education system, that we can do just like the people in the diaspora do by coming and giving back to health sector and to the education sector, and all the other spheres of Jamaican life. We here can help too, and we must not give up. We must fight back.
This is Leo Gilling with Michelle White and Diana Davis Smith. Have a wonderful week, my dears and guys and everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Good.